Well, good morning, everybody. The great promise that was made to Jesus, to all those who would endure to the end, to all those who have made Jesus Christ their Lord, is this, that one day they would inhabit the New Jerusalem for all eternity, where Jesus himself dwells. And he not only dwells there, but the scripture says that he is the light of that city. In fact, Revelation 21 describes this amazing place. And Revelation 2:15, we read that he who was seated on the throne said, I am making all things new. And then we go all the way to Revelation 21 and we see the physical manifestation of God making all things new in this thing called the New Jerusalem, which is like Eden, but better. So isn't it interesting that in the book of Genesis, we start off with Eden, this beautiful, amazing place, and then mankind loses it, and then at the end of Revelation, God restores Eden. It's called the New Jerusalem, only it's even better than Eden ever was. The New Jerusalem can be described as this: God present among God's people in God's place. I like that. Now, in the Bible, Jerusalem was a temple city because Jerusalem is the city, obviously, that housed God's temple. And Jerusalem without the temple just wasn't Jerusalem as the Jews knew it. And yet, the New Jerusalem doesn't have a temple. At least it doesn't have a temple as the Jews understood the word temple. Well, there's no physical temple in New Jerusalem. Instead, get this, we're told that God and the Lamb are the temple. Just get your brain around that they are the temple. And we are also told that the New Jerusalem needs no sun and it needs no moon. Why? Because God and the Lamb are its light as well. The reality is this: God is too big for a temple. In fact, at one point in the Psalms, it says that what can we do? I mean, God is too big for any man-made temple, right? In John's vision of the New Jerusalem, God has returned to the house. But unlike in the Old Testament, where God dwelt in an earthly house or temple or tabernacle, in the New Jerusalem, God becomes the house. He literally, get this, becomes our dwelling place. He is God with us for all eternity. And that, my friend, is the promise for victors. Those who, according to Revelation, have not soiled their robes with the filth of Babylon and succumbed to its ways. Those people get to dwell with God and in God forever. So how does that apply to me today? Well, whenever you're in the midst of a difficult season that's filled with trials and hardships like those believers were in the day that John was writing the book of Revelation, it's important to have something in the midst of hardship and persecution that you can fix your eyes on to get through that time. John's vision of the New Jerusalem in Revelation 21, it provided those early believers with a prize, a reward that they could fix their eyes on, that then filled them with great hope during those difficult days. I don't know what you're going through today, but whatever it is, I know this: it pales in comparison to what awaits all of us who faithfully serve Jesus. There is a reward coming to you, my friend. Jesus has promised us a place where there are no more sorrows, there is no more tears, there's no more pain, there's no more frustration, there's no more loss, there's no more grief, there's no more hardship, and there's no more difficulty. A place with Him where we will enjoy the unending light and joy of His presence. And when we get to that place, we'll realize that everything that we did for Christ and every hardship that we went through in this life was worth it. The believers in John's day, those who were experiencing extreme suffering and hardship, needed a picture. A picture of what? A picture of that incredible place firmly fixed in their minds so that they could endure. And so every time their faith began to falter, they would remind themselves of John's picture, his description of this new Jerusalem, the victor's reward for those who stayed true to Jesus. John's vision of that place was designed to give them strength, the strength they needed to keep fighting on in the face of adversity. And my prayer today is that John's vision will give you the strength to continue fighting on whatever front and whatever problem you're facing today. I get it, life is hard, but serving Jesus, living for him in an ungodly world will be worth it in the end. So if you feel like your faith is a little bit weak today and you're tempted to throw in the towel, don't. Remind yourself of the victor's reward, the new Jerusalem, and how amazing it will be to live there for all eternity with our King. Well, once again, thanks for joining me today. And don't forget to join us in church this Sunday at 10 a.m. God bless you.